There are many advantages to having a plasma cutter inside the welding area, but the biggest advantage right now, ARCCAPTAIN's got their plasma cutter marked down on sale, and we're talking a 1/2 inch clean cut up to a 3/4 inch max cut. And you can get this with the app control or without the app control. That's right, a Bluetooth model is available. Check this out. And I know what you're thinking. I need a plasma cutter that'll cut 100 inches. Newsflash, you don't need a plasma cutter to cut 100 inches. So around the house, you're probably cutting very thin sheet metal up to, say, 3/8, maybe a 1/2 inch. But when it comes down to it, 1/4 inch, that's a good average. So that's what we're cutting with today, on a 1/4 inch. And we're setting right about 70 PSI and about 40 amps. So let's get into it. Shit. We'll do a little better. So when it comes to the ARCCAPTAIN series, you got a few different options, and that's going to be the Cut 50, you've got the Cut 55, and now the Cut 55 Pro, which is capable of being Bluetooth running with the app. So I've used the Cut 55 many times here, and I'm super pleased with it and the Cut 55 Pro. So especially you start adding the price, the user friendliness of it, how easy it is to set up, usually about 10 to 15 minutes out of the box, you're actually making the cut. So this right here is one solid company. So if you want to find more details on the company, the products, as well as the current sale, check the link down below and you will not be disappointed. But when you get the kits here, both will include the cutting torch, your ground, your 110 to 220 adapter. If we take it a step farther when it comes to the plumbing of the machine here, on the very front of it, you've got the parameters based off the 120 or 240 on what you should set your air pressure. And that's going to be basing it off of how thick your material is that you're cutting. So on the back of it, you can see we've got a regulator and a separator. So this is designed to keep the moisture out, as well as to be able to regulate the air coming into the air line, feeding into the torch. Now on the back of it, we'll have the barb fitting already installed into this. So what you'll need to do is connect the given hose with the hose clamp onto that nurple, and then you've now entered the machine. But prior to that, that's where it gets a little wonky. So based off of your system, this may change or vary. So the way I've got this is just a quick setup here. I've got a standard nurple there, 1/4 inch, that comes into a 3/8 ball valve that I can turn the air on or off prior to the upstream regulator separator. Now again, another regulator separator dryer. So you've got this set up with the gauge also. So just an extra set of eyes basically. So at this point, the way I've got it set up, I believe it's a 1/2 inch that threads into a barb valve to the standard hose that comes with the machine. Put a hose clamp on it, you've now entered that system. But ideally, a manifold or something like that. But just as an entry level getting started, this right here works fine. And what I like about it, it's remote, so I can take it with me wherever I need to go. Just stretch the airline hose and we're rocking and rolling. So very easy to set up. And again, this right here is the variable, but out of the box, you're talking about 15-minute setup time and you're making the cut once you've got the compressor connected. So that's over half the battle right there. So when it comes down to it, to be able to run the 110 or 220 up to a 1/2 inch on a clean cut and a 3/4 inch of a max cut, that's going to cover many things we're going to cover around the house there. So if you want to find more, check it out, guys. You will not be disappointed with the ARCCAPTAIN, especially the Cut 55 Pro.